To string your own guitar is a basic necessity for any guitarist. So here are some tips and the process of how to string Fender style guitars. Let's take a look. What we will need is a pair of string cutters, a cloth and a fretboard cleaner, a new set of strings, a tuning crank. We will also need a precision tuner. We will take off the cap. Usually these Dunlap fretboard cleaners have this fuzzy tip on the top. How you use it is basically turn it nozzle down and streak it across the fretboard. Now that we have cleaned our fretboard, it's time to put on the strings. Now, you see these different numbers here, right? There's the 46, there's 36, 26, 17, 13, and 10. In all string sets, when they descend, it goes from the thickest, meaning the higher number, down to the thinnest, which is the lower number. First, we'll start off with 46, which is going to be used for the E string. As we take a look at the bridge, this is what is called a Fender style bridge. Now as we take a look, right here, this is where the E string, at least the low E string, should come from. As we take a look at the back, now this hole corresponds to the bridge right here, this little knob. There's a hole that feeds all the way through and goes out the front bridge part. As we take a look at the string, the low E string, we see this gold hoop. This is what is anchored in this bridge. This thin part is what we should put in first through the back. We see the corresponding hole, so we put it in there, and we take a look at the back through the hole to make sure we're aiming it right. Now when we flip this around, we should see that the string is coming out right here. Now we take the string and we pull it out until it kind of locks like this. Now as we take a look at the headstock, when it comes to Fender style headstocks, the closest tuning key to the fretboard is where the low E string goes. Now as you see the tuning key, there is a slot right here. From the fretboard onto the hole of the tuning key, this is where we feed the string in. Now let's take the end of the string and feed it through the headstock. Now what we're going to do is anchor the string with our left hand or right hand, then pull the string out a little bit. This is slack. The reason that we're doing this is to loop it around counterclockwise. I'll show you what I mean. You see that loop? The loop goes on the left side and goes underneath the excess string at the headstock. Make sure it goes underneath and not over the string. It's very important, or else the string will slip from the tuning key, then you have to start all over again. Once you do that, pull the string until it goes onto one of the slits at the nut here. So once we pull the string taut this way, we will now use our crank. We now crank towards the top of the guitar. The portion that goes under everything else is right here. As I tighten it, it should just feed right underneath the rest of the strings. I'll just zoom right by me stringing it, and then after that I will tune it and I'll show you how that's done. Now that we've gotten the strings locked into the tuners, they're not quite in tune yet. Disgusting. So, let's fix that with the precision tuner. The E standard tuning, which is what it's called, goes from the thickest E, A, D, G, B, E, which is the high E. Let's start with the thickest string. Let's try to get it to E. What I'm doing is basically just plucking with my right hand and tuning with my left. Seems like E is locked in. Let's start with A. Now to D. Now let's repeat that for G and B. Now to the high E string.